everybody else because they're prettier than I am.
I'm watching you.
I'm so happy. Now, she has done a couple of classes. She's already working on the baby. She's a nurse. And she's doing great work. And she really knows, no offense, very little. Mm-hmm. But she's learned the touch part. All right. So you can see me doing the same moves that I do in your daughter that I'm doing with him. Again, I'm off across the spine. I've got his vestibular or his diaphragm in my hands. And since he's going with you, which is fine, I then just turn the momentum this way. But see how he's just responding to stimuli, which is you. And I'm moving him around, you know.
So
it's just like if you were the farm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no difference as far as... No, the way he's...
Oh my goodness.
But see how when the eyes stabilize, but at the same time become independent? This is the stuff you want to work on.
Right.
Anybody, this would enhance. Because when the vision's there, watch this. See if he'll keep the eyes. So if he keeps the vision, see? And I can move him around when he has the vision. You see that? Just like the wine glass.
Oh my goodness, beautiful.
They all know where that camera is. I don't know what it is. But see, when the vision's there, I don't want you to use your feet for this demo. So see, the vision's there. See how the wine glass, you see it? And he's going, this is his...
So his eyes are the water.
Right.
Or the wine.
For this lesson. But now if I was changing it and he was having issues with his lungs, that's where my momentum would be going after, like my son had. The reason I'm so intent with this and it became so apparent to me, my son had a massive head infection. So for him rolling over and coming up, you know, and he walked like a drunk. But he just had so much, not only pressure in the skull cavity, but nothing was moving. So for him, he was like, oh, and he'd go over like a, you know.
Yeah.
So see, I'm slowly working on the foot, coming to the floor. But see how, again, his movement quality is just going.
That's why it's so important to get them younger.
Oh, it is important, but it's so important like this. See, this is how I would set up training, or I am going to set up training. You need this time to actually look at how a person starts to learn to move and their own moving. If you just don't have an appreciation for it. Now, if I sat there and said, okay, look at his relationship to the patella over to his metatarsal on the left side, this, that, and the other, your brain now is going into such an analytical mode.
Where are you going?
Versus seeing the movement. But see, this is coming over. This is what we're starting to work on and bringing back. See how I'm just working on his level of counterbalance over to his hands and then back again. He's rotating over the feet.
We're not trying to get to the end goal, we're just trying to...
His foundation.
Yeah.
But see how I do all this? Why, look at the eyes. And at this age, he should be able to go from toy to two people.
What? Where are you trying to go?
Going. Good.
He loves the mirror. You should see him in front of the mirror. He goes crazy. Did you say I'm incredible?
You're like a brand new mirror.
Who's that? Who's that baby? Who's that baby? Who's that? No.
So see how the eyes come forward and then come back. Now again, he's playing with the toy.
I don't care right now.
Eyes come forward and then I bring them back. See how I'm just allowing the vision to float out? But again, it's that wine glass, but going now this way. But if I rocked him, see the difference? Now he can handle it,
Sure.
but that's rocking. And that's not something I'm looking forward.
Who's the baby? Where's the baby? Where? No, there.
That's that look, no offense.
Yeah.
Mom, you're nuts.
Who's that? He doesn't want to do it. But at home, he gets, he has his walker. I sit him in there in front of the mirror.
Oh. Nice.
He
I
does
look
that.
good. I look good.
Your buddy left.
Uh-oh.
Your buddy left.
Where is he? And there's lots of music. Oh my house. We have like a whole wall. My mom, she got a new house, so me and my husband took over the payments. So she has a whole wall and it's nothing but mirrors. And that's why he's so like, oh, the mirrors. Like, oh, and he loves to see himself.
Oh, look, he's back.
He likes to, instead of looking at you, he looks at the mirror to look at you.
Leah
He
does
does
that
that.
That's more, it's okay with him, but that's a little bit more CVI.
Yeah.
Graham could look at, like if he's next to me and there's a mirror there, he could just look at me all day long and
Right.
just be in awe. To look in my eyes like this, because of his CVI.
So it is, so there probably is a little CVI with it, yeah.
There is, but again, I think with it's still more the stabilization of the eyes. With the mirror, it allows them to stabilize the eyes so they can go in and out of it differently than if they had to deal with just, I don't know what it is, but the visual complexity switches in a mirror.
Right.
Versus, I don't know if just the depth perception's a little bit off or because if it reflects this, then you see the back of the room.
Right.
But I don't know if it's, like objects may appear closer kind of thing.
Right.
It just throws that off, that distortion just a little bit, so it's not as complex. But for whatever reason, a lot of kids do better in a mirror. And also, just like him, he could care less at once he saw you. The elephant is, most kids really enjoy the human aspect of learning over stuff.
Right.
So that's why, like a lot of they go after the babies. They're only a month old, and they're trying to give them beads and this. That. They just want you. That's it.
Yeah.
It's okay. They just want you. You're the greatest play toy. So you walking around and like, and he just soaks it all in. But by you walking around him like this, he's learning depth perception, spatial orientation. He's learning his vestibular balance and counterbalance. You learn so much by watching people. That's what I was saying with Alzheimer's, that really disappears. And honestly, mark my words, 20 years from now, there's going to be a rate of Alzheimer's going through the roof, just like you saw the increase with autism. Because of the cell phones and this, because people just are walking down the street and they just are not
Looking.
socially aware. And the brain function is going to decline very quickly to a lot of those people. You cannot be in LLO BFF mode and then turn around and write a novel. The brain, just like not skiing for 3 months, even though you're an Olympic athlete, the brain can't go at that level that's not making sense, and you're trying to make sense out of nothing, which again, BFF, LOL, and but to eloquent speaking or knowing praise and pros and cons and syllabuses and all of this sort of stuff. It's too big. You need to practice those things.
That's true. In high school, when I would text, I used a lot of the LOL, like the short words. And one day, I had to write a paper, and I caught myself writing that way. I was doing LOL, and I'm like, what am I doing? And I couldn't believe, and I had to step away from my cell phone and get more into reading. Okay,
That's
because I
become
got
like a big problem, I think.
what? That's so funny.
He's having such a good time.
You see Rihanna? He glances at every once in a while back over here.
Here's my boo.
That's my baby. Mama. How are you? How are you, Priscilla?
So see here, just the bounce of a baby.
She looks jazzed.
Again, I'm just keeping him successful. He's doing most of the work, but he's learning how to come over his system.
Right. And when you say come over, it's essentially that shift of the pelvis.
But it should be through every part of her body.
Okay.
So he should know how to come over his system, come over. If I heard a grunt from him, I'd know he was already starting to stop breathing, things like that. So here, even in so that's why when you keep a child in a car seat too long, they aren't learning these, in villages, it's like pass the baby, there's a grandparent through this.
Right.
And when you're in a single environment, your chances go up that your child's going to have just social awkwardness.
Right.
Because if a baby says, I can't roll that way because I can't breathe, they're smarter. Or I can't roll that way because my shoulder hurts. Whereas an adult goes, yeah, my back hurts, I got this cold, but I got 2 kids to take care of. We're not as smart as our children.
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying. You were like this.
But now that he's comfortable, at least he's starting to scan the room more.
So if you're doing this work and, with Leah, you always kind of know when something's uncomfortable, that everything just locks up on her. Do you try to work through that, or do you just back off?
No. They have to, you're allowed to be mad. If I hit you or do something.
Okay.
But do I want you to be postal? No.
Yeah.
I want you to say, Michelle, I really didn't appreciate that you went into my car and didn't tell me. You know what I mean? We have a right to be mad, but have a conversation.
Okay.
Madness is allowed to happen, just as we're allowed to be stressed out.
Right.
But to create a Zen environment, that's why half these kids can't handle, quote, therapy. They might do something brilliant. But that's why I'm excited about Hudson, because he's bringing it home. So he was on the chair, and he kind of slid off. And normally he would have just fallen flat, so she dropped the phone to get him, and he just went to his feet and stopped. So he's this close. He hasn't officially stood yet, but at least he knows that his feet are here versus.
Yeah.
But everyone, sensory diet. I'm like, he doesn't know what a stand is. It's a force of nature. But to a lot of these kids, if they haven't felt certain forces, it just blows them out of the water. Now this one, you could toss her around, and she's so used to it now, but the first time I flipped her, I don't know who was more worried, Mom or her. Or I have a girl I work with, she has mild CP, but she's blind. 4 days into her intensives, I'm like, well, we're going to do a somersault, because she'd flap and stuff. Well, she flapped because that was running to her. She's never run, she's blind. So can you imagine the system's so excited, it wasn't oxygen, but she just had to let it out. And kids normally jump and they get excited. Where's she going to jump to? She's blind. She doesn't know what jumping is. You know what? If you can't see half a life, it's amazing what you just don't even know what to do.
Right.
And so she's going to do somersault today. And her mom goes, she can't do somersault. I said, why not? She's blind. I said, well, I don't open my eyes when I do a somersault. Do you? Well, she did that somersault. She screamed with delight. Now, I was on top of the table making sure I wasn't going to say, go do a somersault. But what it did for her cognitive, she just went woof.
That was that's
Did I do anything special? No. But see, now even this, he's really into this balloon. This is the first, now he's starting to explore. So I'm just letting him, because before, he obviously has a lot of people bringing stuff to him. You're used to people bringing stuff to you. See?
Yeah, that's why he does this.
Yeah. So I'm just, go get it.
I'm sorry.
See how I transfer, but nudge. Transfer. There you go.
Because sometimes she can stand up with not a problem.
Going back to sitting.
And I just kind of sat there and touched her muscles and just kind of rocked her back and forth until she figured out how to just come up by herself. I was like, I'm trying to help her up.
That's the move I was talking about the other day that most of our kids have never done. That's okay. I knew he was going to fall. I let him.
He even winked a little.
But he needs to, this is the most important milestone with crawling is they learn to fall. But now I can just do this and he's right. Oh, now your spit is more important.
That's what he's into.
Wow.
Oh, he's into cause and effect. That's
No, what?
but see, I don't let him sit. I'm just oh yeah, where'd it go?
Where is Don?
I'll make more.
Yeah, he's done. What happened?
But you see how a lot of parents are like, oh, don't spit up, don't, you know.
Where are you going?
But he's learning just from that little spit. He's capable of his own happiness. Yeah, I took away your square footage.
I can't.
So close.
Come on, get it.
Now, do you see what adult thinks that he needs versus what he needs?
It's like you ruined it.
Are you?
Both are fine.
What?
Yeah.
And now with this, I've been doing all to his right side. He'd need the same to the left. Now this I took away from my hand over him.
No, no.
Twist that ankle a little bit so he can, there we go.
Showing him how to move the knee,
Yeah.
like in and out. What?
Yeah, mama.
This is new toy.
Yeah.
No, but a baby, if he learns to be happy with himself now, that will carry through him for the rest of his life. If he learns that the only stimulus he gets is from an outside source because someone decides how he should be playing or should be happy, I'm not saying never interact with your kid, but this downtime,
Amazing.
now he's getting touched, he's got a bonding experience, he's got you guys, he's having a party.
I know.
But he really is learning that there's a lot of neat things in this
And his
world.
vision is going to mom, to me,
Yeah.
Aunt Anna, everyone. Totally.
But being born at 34 weeks and spending time in the NICU and all this sort of stuff, C-section, he's doing great.
Yeah, it is.
But he wasn't.
Yeah, his first video,
Oh my goodness.
a huge difference. I like to see that video. Thank you for sending it. Me and my husband watch it. We're like, oh, and then because he was so little.
Well,
too.
it is neat coming here because you're going to have such a, and he's like, when did I do this? I'm like, yeah, just go to class number. But see how he can roll over to his thigh, just these little things. Now again, I have to watch it because I don't want this handle going up into his palate. So these are things that, you know, don't let him play with on his own because CPS will come after you, but. But see the difference of, yes, I get it that his feet are coming up, but they're not in startle.
Right.
And there, we can just. And very important milestone that he's talking away as he's moving. A lot of kids can talk when they're in this mode, sitting. Second, they go on all fours, the talking stops. That's, again, things you've got to watch out for when you wear the TheraSuits and stuff like that. Are you changing the way that just when I think you're going to have those balloons, man, you go for another huge gob of spit.
What?
Yay!
You finally got it! My goodness! Now what?
Toy ever.
Now what?
Because he scored.
That's what all our kids want, right?
And now he's already integrated and he's up it. Now it's become a bouncy toy. He's up on the left hand even more successfully. Just because this balloon is unorganizing his gravity. Most things that he touches are a lift. This is the first thing he's really touched where it's going up, not down. So it's a total different movement than if he had a ball. So if he had a ball, or like this, see? Gravity. He's doing a balloon, it's the opposite. He actually almost pull it down and come in. But he's learning how to keep his grip while he's trying to sit up. And this is what I was talking about with the liquid. Do you see how he can't hold on to that object and come back up to sitting?
Right.
But he's never done it before. But he tried real hard to hold on to that. He found a dry spot.
Making sure he's marking his territory. No. With the crib too, I would sit him in his crib, and now I think I have to lower it because he learned
Here,
how
bring it a little
to
bit because it's floating away.
stand.
No.
That's great, yeah, neighbors.
Never let a baby fly. But look at him. He's almost trying to climb right now to get this balloon.
Oh,
Good job.
And see, now that's a different movement than holding on to the...
who? What happened?
I don't know if it's just today, like how society is. It's we've forgotten how to simplify things to like just like a
No.
baby playing with the balloon, you know.
With affluence comes lack of movement. Even for adults, you don't prune your own trees now, except for Brian going all out with his landscaping. Most people would have said higher.
Yeah.
With any kind of money comes, we don't hang the wash anymore. We don't do anything really if we have money over our shoulders. So same thing's happening with babies. How did you score? Stuff to immobilize your baby. A swing, a high chair, a bouncy. Really?
I definitely.
You just need a blanket and a kid.
Exactly. I get, you know.
But if you
she'll,
just-
like you give her a cup, you know, when she was a baby, like this age or whatever, it's like it's a cup, give her, you know, a Tupperware, and that's all she really cared about. I'm like, I'm not gonna pull out all the toys.
Wow.
Hi.
But if you look at an average American baby shower these days, you're kidding me. When he plays with this balloon, does he have balance? Does he have counterbalance? You know, is he learning spatial orientation? Is he learning? Yes. You know, I'm using that balloon to my advantage. Can he control the balloon though? No. He's a baby. He's learning. But he won't learn the properties of this form of gravity without the experience. Does that make sense? How his movements are different because he's playing with a balloon?
Yeah. I mean, he's transformed.
Yeah.
Like, and it happens so, like you said, just naturally, just subtly.
But to me, it's no difference than playing with that Newton's cradle. If I go this, he does this. You know what I mean? Like, if you stick with just the laws of physics, he's got to change. And I'm not doing it.
But that's what you're so good at, just subtly helping them get to that milestone.
Well, again, because I work with everything under the sun, I have a movement vocabulary that's just greater than most people.
But
I'm not
he
afraid of people
Would be like grab,
or their condition.
grab. They would take his arm and be like, grab the balloon, here's the balloon, like, smack it. And
Yeah,
that
hands
would-
over
Like natural, or like,
Yeah.
oh, like the whole.
Yeah, they wouldn't just let that process unfold.
I was like that until I
How would
started
you
coming
know?
here.
Yeah.
Like I never got how you explained it. Like how do you expect the child to know if you don't like show them? Like we expect automatically for them to know.
Okay, enough with the string.
Where'd it go? It's gone.
Is it better?
Okay, I'm
Is that
done.
Did I miss something? No.
I'm very happy.
See, but even in this position, see how he can scan me
Yeah.
right here? And then scan himself, see? Now I get it, if my hand goes away, he'd fall.
Right.
But that's going into changing a light bulb. That's another thing. I never touch anyone without a function in mind. Oh, I'm not going loosen the back. But see now, look at how the hand's down and he can bear weight over and off, shift through.